I am here to share with you my perceptions of the challenge that we face with respect to veterans, and my confidence about a guy I've known for longer than his candidacy. We go back a ways. He's helped me. We've actually met a long time ago. He's got some roots back in Massachusetts. So there's something personal here as well. But also, I know this seat. I know what Delaware has contributed to our country for so many years in this seat. Because I am a long, long time close personal friend of Joe Biden. Somebody I admire enormously. We have sat beside each other on the Foreign Relations Committee for 25 years. Folks, when you do that and you work with somebody, you get to know how they think and what they feel. You also get to know their state. I've heard so many stories from Joe about, so many stories about just, your state and what it's like campaigning here, what it's like living here, the affection he has for this state. And I also knew Ted Kaufman during all of that period of time because of his loyalty to Joe and the work he's done for the state, and now really the superb work he has done as a United States Senator for this period of time that he's been appointed. So I know something about what you expect. And I am confident to my core that for the concerns of veterans, and they're deep, they run deep in this state. You have 80,000 veterans in this state. You have 10,870 veterans who are on pensions in the state of Delaware. They rely on what we decide and what happens. You have 1,170 plus veterans who are using the GI Bill in this state. And they rely on us to make sure that that works for them and that the funding is there. And you got, I don't know, 200 and some, whatever it is, 240 something, 50 or so who are getting rehab services, and so it goes. I know that you get about $251 million over the period of time that comes to this state in order to help service your veterans. And you have a high quality of care in the state of Delaware. But the truth is, we've got some major decisions to be making about how we continue to do what Vice President Biden is working on so effectively to get troops out of Iraq in a confident way that leaves that place hopefully stronger than it was beforehand. We have troops in Afghanistan, difficult choices about Pakistan, and other huge challenges around the globe, from Iran to North Korea to terrorism, etc. There's a veteran here who doesn't want somebody in this Delaware seat that doesn't understand those challenges and isn't prepared to stand up in the way Joe Biden and Ted Kaufman and Tommy Carper have for the citizens of this state. And to stand up for those veterans as they return home. I know something about that. Everything that we had to get for the last generation of veterans, we had to fight for. And generally speaking, it came from the veterans themselves who initiated that fight and finally broke through and got Washington to respond. Raising the GI Bill benefits, recognizing Agent Orange, extending the benefits of the VA, improving the VA, providing for this new understanding about something called post-traumatic stress syndrome. I mean, there isn't a war where veterans didn't suffer it, but it wasn't until the Vietnam generation came back that people really began to understand it and study it. And now, automatically, we help take care of a lot of veterans who come home from Iraq and Afghanistan who need counseling, who need help on an ongoing basis. We've extended mental health benefits. We've done a lot to raise the benefits. We extended the largest GI Bill, now a new GI Bill, an extension in the history of the country, which will provide huge education opportunities to vets as they come back, if they decide to go back to civilian life. I want to know that I've got a partner. Tom Carper wants to know that he's got a partner. Our Democratic caucus that keeps fighting for these things wants to know we've got a partner, and we are confident that in Chris Coons we're going to have that kind of partner who's going to keep I'm just telling you, I'm gonna tell you like it is. You're used to that, Joe Biden. This doesn't always come easily. You'd think it would, but it doesn't always come easily. And you need people who are there prepared to fight and stand up for what's right. You know, when the Iraq War started, if we lost a soldier in war, that family got $12,500 in insurance benefits. A group of us thought, there's something wrong with that. I mean, you could never put enough money on the value of the life of anybody's son or daughter, of any soldier. But we thought the government could at least do better to help those families transition, and if they left a child behind, to be able to make sure that child got to go to college, got an education. So we raised that. I'm proud to say I introduced the legislation that originally raised it. We got it up to $500,000, $1 million now, because we listened to what the veterans wanted, and we had to push our colleagues, some of them, to be able to do that. The same thing with the extension of either the post-traumatic stress syndrome or mental health benefits. And now today, we have some VA hospitals in some parts of the country where the lines are too long, where you wait before you can get to see somebody. Although I must say the quality of care, medical care, is as good as it's ever been. And we're proud of that. And that agenda now includes retooling some of the programs we have for the soldiers to teachers to try to extend it into other walks of life so we can do a better job of employing veterans when they come home. I want somebody in the United States Senate, and I think Delaware does too, who's got an agenda for the veterans of our country who've taken time out from their lives to serve us. So I feel very confident about this choice that you were presented. I think that the choices, the tough choices on the budget that he's made, fiscal responsibility that he's shown, the leadership that he's shown in terms of managing a huge county, the largest in the state, showing that he's able to do that and make those hard decisions is exactly what Delaware wants at a tough time in this country where we have fiscal responsibilities, we've got to get the deficit down, but we've also got to create jobs. Jobs. That's what we really have to do, because we'll grow the pie and we'll, answer a lot of the other challenges that we have as a country.